Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty, back here with another video, guys. If you are new to the channel and haven't yet, please smash that subscribe button as we're on the road to 30,000 subscribers. Guys, it's been over a month, probably about, 40 days, what does that translate to? 5-6 weeks? I don't know, quick math, I know. Something special. Anyways, guys, today we are going to be going over the top 10 point guards in NBA 2K20 Myteam. Now, when I was doing some research, to come up with my exact top 10, it was tough because it's all preference based. That's the first thing I want you guys to know. It's all preferences. So my opinion is going to be completely different than YBCs and DBGs. And that's okay, guys. We're all knowledgeable about the game. We're all going to have different opinions. So that is okay. But even for me, it's so hard. It's so hard because all these point guards are so good. So somebody I might have at number 1, DBG or YBC might have at number 8, and somebody I have at number 6 or 7 might be their number 1. So that's just kind of how it is, and it all comes down to really what your preference is in the game. But guys, without further ado, let's hop right into my top 10 point guard list. Starting the list off for me at number 10 is Galaxy Opal Blake Griffin. So really what it came down for number 10 is Blake Griffin or Ben Simmons. And I do prefer Blake Griffin, and I'll explain why here in just one second. So the thing I like about Blake Griffin is if you run him with a good 2 guard, such as like a Tracy McGrady, if you run him at the 2 guard, or even like a Cam Reddish, you got 2 guys that can really make plays. Now, Blake Griffin, he's kind of a way better version of Wes Unseld. That's kind of how I'm going to describe him and what he's going to give you on the court. So he is 6'10", 6'11" wingspan, guys. If you look at his stats basically, he doesn't have a stat lower than a 92 besides his 81 steal. Looking at his badges here, he's not missing much. He basically has every single badge in the game. And at 6'10", he can guard any position. Now, I think he guards the small forward, power forward position the best, which gives you versatility to switch, your small forward, if you're running like a Covington or Kawhi, onto the point guard, and Blake Griffin's going to hold his own. But 56 total Hall of Famers, 16 gold badges, hopping into the tendencies. He doesn't have a great on-ball steal tendency, but like I said, if you move him on the small forward or power forward, that is okay. Now, his SIGs they're not great. I want to make that known. His SIGs aren't great. But both of his moving, his tween and his moving behind the back are serviceable. Tracy McGrady's behind the back is serviceable. I don't mind it. Then you look at his moving crossovers, tween is kind of, like the Andre Karolinkos of the world, which I don't mind. I don't mind this Andre Karolinkos tween, and I really don't, mind Oscar's tween. You can tween with it. It's just not going to be the Pro 2, Pro 8 tween, but his release is very, very quick. You just got to get used to it. I really do like this Blake Griffin card. Like I said, it's all preferences. I think this card dunks about as well as any card in the game. And at 6'10", his versatility with 99 speed with D'Antoni, it just puts him over the top. It really, really does. That's why I chose Blake Griffin instead of Ben Simmons to come in at number 10 on my top 10 point guard list. Coming in here at number 9 on my top 10 point guard list is Galaxy Opal Lamar Odom, guys. Similar height and wingspan, exact height and wingspan to that Galaxy Opal Blake Griffin, but there are just a few differences in the card, a few big differences. Lamar Odom is going to be more of a 3-hunting type point guard, where Blake Griffin is going to be more of that slashing type point guard, but defensively, they're going to be very, very similar. Lamar does have 69 total badges, 50 of them being on Hall of Fame. Got a 96 3 ball, good driving dunk at a 97, 93 ball handle, 95 speed, 95 lateral quickness. So like I said, he's got some very, very good all-around stats. Finishing badge, he's got basically everything besides teardropper. Shooting-wise, everything besides deep fades and steady shooter. Got the Hall of Fame quick draw, Hall of Fame range, as well as that base 11 type release, which is a pretty good release. Does have Hall of Fame handles for days with that Pro 2, which can be pretty tough to defend. It really, really can, especially at Lamar Odom's 6'10" height. Defense-wise, does have Hall of Fame clamps, interceptor, pick dodger, pogo stick, pick, pocket, rebound chaser, tireless defender. So yeah, like I said, and hopping on to his tendencies, he does have a 70 on-ball steal tendency, but the same thing as Blake Griffin. I don't think you want him guarding the primary ball handler. Can he? Absolutely. I think he's better off guarding the small forward or power forward position just because of his height, and he doesn't have the best on-ball steal tendency, especially with the era we're in. Like a Cam Reddish, 6'8" with 100 on-ball steal tendency is better off guarding the ball. But his moving crossover is incredible. He also has a great moving behind the back as well. At least one that I like a lot. See that LaMarcus Aldridge base 11 type release. Does have a long athlete layup package, which is super as well, guys. This Lamar Odom is very, very good. I just personally can't put him any higher because I haven't had that much success with him, but he still does come in at number 9 on my top 10 point guard list. guys, I know I'm probably going to get a ton of heat for this one right here. But Galaxy Opal LaMelo Ball comes in at number 8 on my top 10 point guard list, and I'm going to explain why. It's all about preference with these cards, and I don't love LaMelo Ball. I love his pink diamond for his price. If you can snag that pink diamond for his price, he is absolutely incredible. Because if you look here at the pink diamond quick, the badges aren't that different. You know, they're really not. This one gives you, 10 more Hall of Famers, but this one basically has the same badge count, and they're pretty similar in stats. They're not that much different. So for their price, definitely just snag that pink diamond and LaMelo Ball, but they're still different in some big areas, and I'll explain that here. This LaMelo does have a 96 3 ball, great driving dunk, 98 ball handle, 98 speed, 98 lateral quickness. Looking at his badges, he basically has it all. There's nothing I can say wrong with this card besides I just don't love his release. His release is super quick and good, but I just don't love it. 95 all ball steal tendency is something that he does have over the pink diamond. This card is so much better of a defender than compared to the pink diamond. But he is 6'8", and I don't want to say that in a negative way, because 6'8" is very good and very tall. But compared to like a Jonathan Isaac and Giannis and those types of cards, he's not as good of a defender because of that height. He really isn't. But yeah, he's very good on the defensive end. He can definitely guard the opposing's point guard as long as they're not running, the Giannis's of the world and in cards like that. But if they're running, a LaMelo Ball against you, this LaMelo Ball can absolutely clamp it up. Does have that jump shot 38, which I've gotten a lot better at. I do prefer Eddie Curry's Hall of Fame quick draw release over LaMelo Ball's, but that's all opinionated. He does have that Pro 2 crossover, Pro 3 behind the back, which is basically the best 2 animations in the game. I do prefer Pro 8 over Pro 2 for the tween, but that's just my opinion. Long athlete layup package. Like I said, statistically, badge wise, tendency wise, there's not much you can complain about with this LaMelo Ball card. It all just comes down to preference. That is why LaMelo Ball is absolutely not worth his price, coming in at number 8 on my top 10 point guard list. Coming in at number 7 is a card that I just prefer a little bit more than LaMelo Ball, and that is Galaxy Opal Jalen Rose. When he is evoed, he does become quite a bit better. He is 6'8", so same thing as LaMelo, but he does have 2 inches on LaMelo in the wingspan department. 94 3 ball, 90 driving dunk, 95 speed with ball, 92 ball handle, 95 speed with a 94 lateral quickness. When you look at his stats aren't as good as the LaMelo Ball's, but I do prefer Jalen Rose's release actually to LaMelo's, and he does have Pro 8, which we will get into. But yeah, looking at his badges, he doesn't have all the finishing badges in the world, but he has the important ones. He really does. Shooting wise, he's going to have basically everything you need, same as playmaker wise. And really with the Evo, the defensive badges are what you notice. What he doesn't have are the interior defensive badges. So if you put him on, that secondary ball handler, he's going to be able to hold his own with all the badges he really needs. Looking at the tendencies, he does have a 74 on-ball steal tendency, which isn't great, but is good enough to guard that secondary type ball handler. Looking at his 6, he does have jump shot 32. Which I'm actually a big fan of. I like this release quite a bit, actually, especially with that Hall of Fame quick draw. Now, he does have this Pro 8, tween, which is absolutely incredible. If you have Hall of Fame handles for days, which I think he does, he does. And Pro 8, it's so tough to defend. It really is. It's a great 3 hunting tween. It's a great attack in the rim tween. It is so difficult to stop, and that is why I do like Jalen Rose one step ahead of LaMelo Ball, coming in at number 7 on my top 10 point guard list. Coming in at number 6 is Galaxy Opal Jonathan Isaac. Now, my opinion on this card has changed a ton in the last week because I started playing a lot more with this card, and he is absolutely incredible. He's 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, 54 hops with 14 gold badges. Now, if you just think about that, 6'10" at the point guard position, you're kind of getting a Giannis type player. Now, he's not Giannis, but he's kind of that type player. He really is. Got a 95 3 ball, good driving dunk, 91 ball handle, 95 speed with ball, 95 speed with a 97 lateral quickness. I'm telling you, if one stat, one tendency was increased, this card would probably be top 3 for me. If one of his tendencies was 100, that's not, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But finishing wise, he's got everything he needs. His hop step animations are absolutely incredible. Shooting wise, he does have a Hall of Fame quick draw, Hall of Fame range extender, and I don't mind his release. I've started to get used to it, and it is not bad at all. You can honestly, I don't want to say you need a good secondary ball handler. But he complements a good secondary ball handler well. So if you have, a Kevin Durant at shooting guard or a Tracy McGrady at shooting guard, he's going to complement them very, very well. Playmaker-wise, he does have the Hall of Fame handles for days. Defensive-wise, he's going to have basically everything you need, especially, he does have some of those interior defensive badges on gold, which helps out greatly as well. Hopping into the tendencies, he only has a 65 on-ball steal tendency, which just kills the card. When you're talking top 3 cards in the game, that absolutely kills the card. It really, really does. And that's why he's not top 3. That's why he is number 6 for me. Looking at his 6, he does have jump shot 70, which I'm not sure who else has it. And quite honestly, I don't care. This release on Jonathan Isaac is good. I actually do like the release. His Pro 5 tween isn't good. It's just simply put not that good. It's not terrible. It's decent enough for 3 hunting, but I don't love it. His Pro 5 behind the back is one that I don't mind. I do not mind his behind the back at all. I think it creates some separation, and even with his tween, you can create some separation with it as well. It does have that long athlete layup package, which is just super, super important for a 6'10 point guard, guys. That is why Jonathan Isaac comes in at number 6 on my top 10 point guard list. Coming in at number 5 on my top 10 point guard list is Pink Diamond Giannis Antetokounmpo, 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan. Now, I know this card gets overshadowed by the opal Giannis and the GOAT Giannis, but this Giannis can still do his thing, and I'm going to explain why. Got an 84 3 ball, which is good enough. It really, really is. Driving dunk 97, 89 ball handle, 97 speed, 96 lateral quickness. So in the important categories, he's still very, very, very good, especially if you play him at the point guard position. Finishing wise, he has fancy foot. Look, he doesn't have all the finishing badges in the world, but he has the ones you need. And trust me, with his hop step, he has the ones he needs. Shooting wise, does have gold quick draw, gold range extender, which helps him out greatly. Now, I wish he would have, some other shooting badges such as like a dead eye, even a corner specialist. But the Hall of Fame green machine is very, very important as well. Playmaker wise, he does not have handles for days, and that does hurt him quite a bit if you try to, spam that behind the back. But nonetheless, he can still do it, man. That behind the back is much easier to spam than the tween. If you do not have handles for days, but he still has downhill, needle threader, quick first step, stop and go, stuff like that. Even the gold bailout is very, very important for this Giannis card. Defense wise, Hall of Fame clamps, interceptor, intimidator, pick dodger, pickpocket, pogo stick, all those very, very important defensive badges. And he even has some bronze. Don't ask me why he has bronze badges, but he does have some bronze defensive post badges. But hopping right into the tendencies, a 50 on-ball steal tendency isn't great, so you do not want Giannis to guard the primary ball handler because that. Can he? He absolutely can. He just won't get that many plugs. Sigs, he has the Giannis, release. What behind the back he has. He doesn't have a very good tween, but that normal 2 behind the back makes up for it in a big time way. The long athlete layup package, trust me, the best in the game, especially, Giannis's hop step is just so overpowered. That is why Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in at number 5 on my top 10 point guard list. Coming in at number 4 on my top 10 point guard list is Galaxy Opal Kevin Durant, 6'10", 7'4" wingspan. Now, I do like Kevin Durant better at the shooting guard position, but for the sake of this video, he is a primary position. His primary position is point guard, so we have to include him in here. 99 3 ball, 98 driving dunk, 97 speed ball and ball handle, 97 speed, 97 lateral quickness as well. Looking at the badges, what else could you want from the card? He has every shooting badge besides steady shooter. Looking at the playmaking badges, he does have Hall of Fame bailout, downhill, handles for days, needle threader, quick first step. Basically got it all. Defensive wise, what more could you want? He's 6'10". He's got every badge basically in the game. The one thing I will say about this card is he has a 34 on-ball steal tendency, which absolutely kills the card. That absolutely hurts the card so much. He does have a 100 driving dunk tendency though, but it's like, if you have a 34 on-ball steal tendency, that hurts you a ton. So do not put this guy on a primary ball handler. It does have a Kevin Durant release. And if you know anything about that, you will shoot more straight arms with this card than any other card in the game, but he does have a good release nonetheless. But just expect to shoot straight arms. Has that Pro 2 tween, Pro 4 behind the back, which isn't good. That behind the back is terrible. He does have the long athlete layup package though, so this Kevin Durant card is still very, very good. Outside of the steal tendency and straight arms, I absolutely love this Kevin Durant card. Coming in at number 4 on my top 10 point guard list. Coming in at number 3 on my top 10 point guard list is another guy that I like to play at shooting guard more, but he can play the point guard position. This Tracy McGrady complements, his shooting guard LeBron very, very well if you do like running that. But yeah, he's a very good secondary ball handler. And I say secondary ball handler because of his dribble sticks. They're not incredible, but if you're looking for a good 300 guy, this is your guy. 6'8", 7'2" wingspan, 56 Hall of Famers with 9 gold badges. Really, if you look at this card, he looks basically like a GOAT card. 99 3-pointer, 98 ball handle, 99 speed, 99 lateral quickness. Looking at the badges, what else could you want from this card? Has it all. Tendency-wise, 54 on-ball steal tendency. That's the thing that hurts with these kind of older cards, is their tendencies aren't as good, which just kills this card when you compare him to, like, if you are running him at the shooting guard, you compare him to like a Cam Reddish type card. Does have that Trey Burke release, which is incredible. His tween isn't that great, but for 300, it's not the worst. Does have a Pro 1 behind the back. Hold up. Yeah, Pro 1, hold up. Yeah, the same thing as his other one. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. Circus layup package, I don't know that. He dunks everything. He really does. That's all I know about this Tracy card. 65 total badges. Got an incredible release. Decent dribble sticks. Great stats. His steal tendency hurts him immensely. But this Tracy McGrady card is absolutely incredible nonetheless. Coming in at number 3 on my top 10 point guard list. Coming in at number 2 on my top 10 point guard list is a guy that I love a lot, and that is Galaxy Opal Magic Johnson. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, 74 badges, 63 of them made on Hall of Fame. His lowest stat is a 98, so I'm not going to go through all the stats. Badge-wise, you know he has every single badge in the game besides steady shooter. 63 of them are on Hall of Fame. Tendency-wise, he does have a 69 on-ball steal tendency. Like I said, that's the stat that hurts his card the most. If he had 100 on-ball steal tendency, he might be my best point guard, but there's one guy I have that I love more than most people love, and that's who's going to be number 1. Sigs-wise, does have the Magic Johnson base, which isn't that great, but it's not terrible. Pro 3 behind the back with his power dribble style is just absolutely incredible. Not many people have what Magic has. Pro 7 tween is not bad. You can tween with this card, and it's not that bad. Is it great? No, but it's not bad. It's not bad. You can definitely tween with it and get a peekaboo 3 off with it. This Magic Johnson is one of the most versatile point guards in the game. Basically, if you like rim running, you're going to absolutely love this Magic Johnson card. He is easy to use, especially with that Pro 3 behind the back. I absolutely love this card, and this card was my favorite point guard in the game for the, even the Campus Legend Magic was for the longest time. But there's one guy I have ahead of him. That is why Magic Johnson comes in at number 2 on my top 10 point guard list. Coming in at number 1 on my top 10 point guard list is still Galaxy Opal LeBron James. Now, he has the same badge count as Magic, but he only has 45 Hall of Fame badges. But this card is basically a GOAT card. If you look up and down his stats, he's basically a GOAT card. I think his lowest stat is a 90. 94 3-ball, good driving dunk at a 98. 94 ball handle, 97 speed, 97 lateral quickness. Look at his badges. The only badge he doesn't have is steady shooter. Now, he does have a lot more gold badges, but he has the important ones on Hall of Fame. Deadeye, quick draw range, a bunch of finishing badges, downhill, handles for days, needle threader, quick first step, tight handles, defensive-wise, clamps, intimidator, pickpocket, pogo stick, rim protector, tireless defender, as well as a bunch of other gold badges. But his tendency is terrible. The 31 on-ball steal tendency is just absolutely terrible, man. So he cannot guard the ball. He's a good defender, but you absolutely cannot put him on the ball because of that. But he's, he can guard the inside very, very well. He gets crazy contests, stuff like that. So he can guard interior. His interior defense is very, very good. Has the Pro 8 tween, which is absolutely incredible. Has his own dribble style even, and his Pro 8 is just different. It is so, so good. That's really the only. You're not going to use his movement behind the back. You're only going to use Pro 8 with this card. It is what it is, man. If you know what this LeBron James can do, and you're good with this LeBron James, he is the best point guard in the game, without question, in my opinion. Layup package is LeBron James with Turchin because his shooting guard card does have that long athlete layup package, which I prefer the shooting guard Bron over the point guard Bron, but you still can't take away what this point guard Bron can do. You really can't. That is why he is the top point guard in the game in NBA 2K20 Myteam. Guys, that is going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. Just as a reminder, these are all primary position point guards. So, if you didn't see a guy on the list and you're like, they have to be on the list, that is probably why. These guys are all primary point guard positions. If I missed anybody, comment that down below. Also, comment who I had too high, who I had too low. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love y'all and have a blessed day.